Hello and welcome to God's Honest Truth. I am your host, Sean Milken. Now, last time we just finished the story of Noah's Ark. The flood has gone, dry lands again, and now we're going to go into chapter 9 of Genesis, which is kind of a prologue to the next chapter, which is all about Noah's sons and their descendants. Okay? That being said, let's jump right into it, okay? God's So God blessed Noah and his sons and told them, multiply and fill the earth. All the wild animals, large and small, and all the birds and fish will be afraid of you. I have placed them in your power. I have given them to you for food, just as I have given you grain and vegetables. But never eat animals that still have their life breath in them. Okay, so here we can see that God blessed Noah and his sons and telling them to multiply. All the animals will fear you, and they're yours command. But you must not. But you uh, mustn't kill them. Which I know seems strange. Like, well, what do you mean you can't kill them? How are they supposed to eat? They supposed to just wait until they die? Well, kind of what it's saying, isn't it? And I know that seems kind of wild to think about, considering today's, people, killing chickens and selling it on the market all the time, and we did it because we need to survive. But this was just the rules during the old ancient times, and we'll see that it kind of changes when we get to the New Testament. But we'll get there when we get there. Okay, moving on. And murder is forbidden. Animals that kill people must die, and any person who murders must be killed. Yes, you must execute anyone who murders another person, but to kill a person is to kill a living being made in God's image. Oof. Okay, so there we can see that God is saying that, hey, murder is completely forbidden. If an animal kills a man, kill it. If a man kills a man, kill him. Okay? It will not be tolerated. Which, in today's time, not a lot of people would agree with that. They don't really agree with the death penalty. And, this is not to support the death. I'm not reading this to support the death penalty. Saying that, hey, because the Bible says it's okay, we should support the death penalty. No, 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 no. I'm just saying what God's words here. Okay, nothing. This is not to be political at all. I'm just trying to share the God's honest truth here. Alright, and back in the Old Testament, God said that if someone kills somebody, you kill them. Okay, that is the only form of punishment there is for murder. So take that as you will. Moving on. Now you must have many children and repopulate the earth. Yes, multiply and fill the earth. Then God told Noah and his sons, I am making a covenant with you and your descendants, with the animals you brought with you, all the birds and livestock and wild animals. I solemnly promise never to send another flood to kill all living creatures and destroy the earth. God said, I am giving you a sign as evidence of my eternal covenant with you and all living creatures. I have placed my rainbow in the clouds. It is a sign of my permanent promise to you and all the earth. When I send clouds over the earth, the rainbow will be in the clouds, and I will remember my covenant with you and everything that lives. Never again will there be a flood that will destroy all life. When I see the rainbows and clouds, I will remember that eternal covenant between God and every living creature on earth. Then Noah said to God, Noah, yes, this is a sign of my covenant with all the creatures of the earth. So here we can see the creation of the rainbow. It's supposed to be a sign of uh, God's promise between him and all living creatures that I will never again create a great flood that would just wipe out everything. And so far, he's kept that promise. There haven't been a great flood that killed us all, has there? I mean, there have been some floods, and those floods have killed people, but it haven't killed everyone. It didn't just, crawl the earth whole. Now, again, I know some of you will be like, but the sea level's rising all the time. And, okay, yes, that is true. But I'm trusting that when God says he won't do something like that again, he means that he won't do something like that again. And we'll see evidence of that in the Bible too as well. Moving on. Sam, Ham, and Joseph, the three sons of Noah, survived the flood of their father. Ham is the ancestor of Canaan. From these three sons of Noah came from all people now scattered across the earth. After the flood, Noah became a farmer and planted a vineyard. One day he became drunk on some wine he had made and lay naked in his tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw this, that his father was naked, and went outside and told his brothers. Sam and Sephath took a robe, held it over their shoulders, walked backwards into the tent, and covered their father's naked body. Okay, so here we can see that Noah decided to become a farmer, plant some grapevines. He got a little drunk off his own supply, and then he was naked. And then his sons were like, "Ah, man, that's embarrassing. We'll just cover him up really quickly, And I mean, I get that. You wouldn't want to find your own father just in his room naked, pass out drunk. You probably put a blanket over him or something. I get that. I do. Not that has ever happened to me, but I understand. Okay, moving on. As they did this, they looked the other way so they wouldn't see him naked. And Noah woke up from his drunken torpor. He learned what Ham, his youngest son, had done. Then he cursed the descendants of Canaan, the son of Ham, a curse on the Canaanites. May they be the lowest of servants and to the descendants of Sam and Japheth. Then Noah said, May Sam be blessed by the Lord my God, and may Canaan be his servant. May God enlarge the territory of Japheth, and may he share the prosperity of Sam, and let Canaan be his servant. Okay, so he woke up, learned what he did, and cursed Ham for doing this. Now, is that a bit of an overreaction? I don't know. Maybe not, considering that when we first started, we learned that Adam and Eve were not ashamed of their nakedness. Maybe Noah wasn't either, and he's like, I can't believe you done this. And so he punished them the only way he knew how. It's something to think about, it really is. We're almost done. We'll finish up. We only have 2 more verses. Noah lived another 350 years after the flood. He was 950 years old when he died. Crazy, right? Okay, that's the end of chapter 9. Now I'm not really thinking. 950 years old. I thought God was cutting it off at 120. And again, I hear you, and I understand the confusion. My take on that is that Noah was the last generation of humans that could live for nearly 1,000 years. You know, he was the very last one who could live that long. And if I'm right, we'll kind of see that in the next chapter, which goes into um, Noah's sons and all of their descendants, which is what we will be doing next time. Well, no, wasn't your typical exciting chapter, but um, truth be told, not all chapters in the Bible are actually very exciting to read. But that's okay. It's not about, exciting tale necessarily. It's about, learning about God and His words. That being said, I'm Sean Milligan. This has been the God's Honest Truth. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, okay?